Good day and welcome to this class. You are welcome to this exciting class of tree crops where we'll be discussing fruit and nut trees. Trees, fruit and nut trees, but with emphasis on coconut tree. How to print money by planting fruit and nut trees, because planting trees is automatically printing your own money. Now, since I will be the one taking you through the class, you should get to know me better. We should get to know who is here. My name is Yinka Adeshola. I'm a geologist. I study geology, first degree and second degree geophysics. I founded Farmvilla Resource Center since 2015. Farmvilla is a training center, a practical training center, as in you come to Farmvilla, stay some months, and you learn. It's a practical training center founded in Oyo State. It's in Shaki area of Oyo State. I founded Entrepreneur Youth Multipurpose Cooperative 2012. It has to do with farmers, youth, and all the clients. Then I work with IFDC. IFDC is International Fertilizer Development Center. And USAID, Market 2, I've worked with them on agricultural stuff. And then I coach for COLECP. COLECP is an international body that is interested in your products, as in exporting. They want our food, they want our fresh food, but they don't want us to poison them. They want good quality food. So this is what COLECP do. And then, like I said, I'm passionate about teaching people to make money from crop cultivation. And welcome again to the class. Now, still getting to know each other better. I want you to know more about me and getting to know my page. I run Farmvilla Resource Center. Farmvilla has over 100,000 Facebook followers. This is to show you how much people loves and follows me on Facebook with my agricultural posts. I teach and share everything agriculture. Yes, I'm on Instagram as Adeshola Yinka, my personal name, though I have 3K followers on almost 3K followers on Instagram. But on Facebook, you can see me with over 100K followers. Okay. And now, why exactly should you listen to me? We're in class. Why exactly should you listen to me? I've been a practicing practical farmer for 12 years. I passionately teach people to start and run farms. I am a popular practical practicing farmer. If you go online, most times when people are looking for where, okay, they will say, go and meet Yinka, go and meet Yinka. Yes, I'm a practicing farmer, as in I leave the city to come and stay in the farm to practice farming. So I'm always, most times, on the farm. I've trained over 1,000 farmers and farm owners at Farmvilla Resource Center. Like I told you, Farmvilla Resource Center is a practical training center. You pay and come down there, you register, you come down there and spend months, 2 months, 3 months on the farm, learning how to grow different types of vegetables, different types of tree crops. Is a practical training center. I've written books in crop production that sold over 2,000 copies. Yes, How to Farm Profitably in Nigeria is a book I wrote in 2018, and it's still selling and it's still very relevant. You can still get your own copy. I own Farmvilla Resource Center, and I grow tourism spots for people who want to see the world of agriculture. So you see, will you like to learn from me? Now, what is this webinar about? What is this free webinar about? One, I'm going to be taking you through how fruit tree plantation are earning in dollars. You know, dollars is always rising, and it will always be rising. And so when you earn in dollar, by the time you convert it to naira, you know you make money. So planting tree crops is a way for you to earn in dollars. I'll be taking you through. I'll be taking you through my farm experience, my story. I'll be sharing my story with you. You know, you don't just start in a day. Now, I think I should be going to 13 years on the farm, so I will share my story with you. Then we will talk about coconuts. Remember, the title of this class is that how tree crops are earning in dollars, but specifically we are going to be looking intensively into coconut plantation. The biggest mistake most people are making about planting coconut, we are going to be discussing it as a fourth topic. And then the market for coconut, we're going to discuss in the market, and we're also going to discuss what you need to do to start your coconut journey. And see, when you attend classes, they tell you, look, I'm going to give you this if you wait to the end of the class. No, I don't have to. I'm not going to give you anything. What I have to give you is a life-changing webinar. If you watch this to the end, then you know you have to take action, you have to do something, and you will thank me for it. This is a free class, so I don't have any other gifts to give you other than a life-changing experience from this. Now, the topics again: how to print money by planting fruit and nut trees. Fruit, you know nuts. Nuts are like cashew nuts, like shea nuts. Those are nuts. They are trees, but they produce nuts. And there are trees that produce fruits. And there are trees that produce fruits like cocoa. So we are going to be discussing them. My number, my digits for WhatsApp only. WhatsApp only, please. 234-806-468-8501. You can screenshot it, you can keep it, so that WhatsApp and business only. Now, our first topic, how fruit trees are earning in dollar. How fruit trees are earning in dollar. And you know now, dollar is the reigning thing. How fruit trees are earning in dollar. We start with, what are fruit trees? What are trees? Tree crops, fruit trees, anything you can call it, whatever is very suitable for you. They bear fruit or nuts that is consumed or used by animals and humans. They bear fruits or nuts, like I told you, it can be nuts, it can be fruit that is consumed by animals and humans. So we have in the list, we have coconut, palm tree, shea nut, cashew, bitter cola, cocoa, ogbono, soursop, mango, pawpaw, orange, avocado, apple, cola, pineapple, lemon, and there's still plenty of it. This is just what I brought out. There's still plenty of these things. So now, I categorize them into different cycle again. They have fresh fruits and they are dry fruits, as in the one that have fresh flesh and fruits, and then they are dry fruits. Now, fresh fruit trees are pawpaw, mango, orange, cashew fruit, pineapple, tangerine. Let me explain why fresh fruits. When you talk of fresh fruit, like pawpaw, if you plant pawpaw, by the time you harvest the pawpaw, it starts deteriorating immediately, as in the flesh is fresh, is highly perishable. Same thing with mango, same thing with orange, same thing with cashew fruits, not nuts. Cashew have nuts and fruits. So cashew fruit is also highly perishable. Once you harvest it, it starts getting bad. Pineapple, tangerine. So these are fresh fruit trees. So most times when you are choosing tree crops to plant, we don't advise, especially for export, for whatever, except you are processing and you have your processing area very close to you. We don't advise you go for fresh fruit trees in large quantity, as per Nigerians of nowadays. If you plant pawpaw in large volume, by the time you get to the market, they'll be pricing it from you as 20 for 1 naira, because they know it's getting perishable. Your first day you might sell 500 naira. Your second day to be 150 naira. Your third day you'll be begging people, I beg, dash, take, I dash it. So these are fresh fruits. That's why we don't advise much of fresh fruit. Then dry fruit trees. Dry fruit trees, we have coconut, we have palm tree, we have shea nuts. Sorry, this is cashew nuts. We have cocoa, we have bitter cola. There are still plenty, but I just mentioned it. So these ones that we have are the ones that are not perishable. If I plant my coconut and I keep it at home, it can stay 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm not under emergency. I'm not under emergency to quickly go and look for who we buy, or to quickly go and sell it at any price. No. The same thing with palm tree or palm nuts. The same thing with your shea nuts, cashew nuts, cocoa, bitter cola. So these are dry fruits. That's the difference between it. Now, benefit of planting fruit trees. When you plant trees, they are healthy food supply. They increase your property value. That's one most important thing. You know, sometimes fruit trees, tree crops, they give you money back on where you plant them, when you even come. So we call them property value. They give you they increase. If I have 100 coconut trees, I have money. I don't just have that money for just 1 day. I have that money for 6 years, 7 years, 40 years. So they are increase your property value. You count them, their property. Then there's natural environment. It's even nowadays, if you listen, there's something we call carbon credits. Now, for natural environment, if you are planting trees, you know, climate change, then climate change is I don't want to go into climate change in this class because, but climate change is something that is affecting agriculture. Planting trees is helping to reduce the climate change effect. And because the climate change effect is being reduced, you find that there are people now that are paying you for planting trees. So that is the natural environment. Then it feeds and protects animals. Then it provides green jobs. You get employed, you get jobs when you plant tree crops. So those are the benefits, but we, like I said, we are looking into coconut. But what's the one thing that stands out in fruit tree? One thing for fruit tree is that you plant once to harvest for life. If you are planting tomato, you plant tomato. After 3 months, you harvest, and then that's the end. If you are planting cassava, you plant cassava. After 9 months, 1 year, 2 years, you harvest. But on coconut trees and shea nut trees, they stay 40, 50, 60 years. So you plant once and keep harvesting for life. That's one thing there. So now, how 3 crops are earning in dollar? Most especially, like we said, we're going to place emphasis on coconut tree. How 3 crops are earning in dollar. Emphasize on coconut tree. How fruit trees are earning in dollars. So the ones that can really earn in dollar: coconut, palm tree, shea nuts, cashew nuts, cocoa, bitter kola. I remember every year from December, January, February, March, there's always cashew nut harvest. If you've been following my page and timeline, you see trailers of cashew nut that are moving out of the country, that are moving out from our area, because there are plenty cashew plantations. The same thing with shea nuts. Though we don't have shea nuts in large bulk like that, but they are export crop. Palm tree, they are export crop. Coconut, they are export and highly demanded. So we'll be going in depth into why coconut is very highly demanded. Now, how coconut tree earns in dollars. Now we're getting to coconuts. They are raw material for fast-moving consumer goods. The coconut, from that just one coconut, there are different things you can get from it. Varieties of things which we are going to go into. Why the demand is increasing every day. By the time you see the uses of coconut and you know why coconut is, like today somebody wrote on my timeline, a coconut is going from 1,000 to just one fruit of coconut. They are raw material for fast-moving consumer goods. Their demand for healthy food. They select growing area. They earn from carbon sequencing. Now, selecting of growing area is this. The Oyibo people abroad, they want coconut. They love it, the water, the flesh, the whatever, everything about it. But they cannot plant in their area. But we in Nigeria, Africans generally, is a tropical area where coconut grow very well. So they are forced to buy from us. So it's select area. Assuming they can grow it in their area, they will have grown plenty of it without bothering us. Then we will earn from carbon sequencing. I told you when you plant 3 crops, they pay you for the tree crop because you are reducing the effects of carbon. We breathe in oxygen and give out carbon. And that carbon, the trees that we plant, use the carbon to grow and give us back oxygen. So, and now trees are reducing. So you earn from carbon sequencing. Now, this is the part of a coconut tree. This is the part of the coconut tree. One, you see this place, so that because we are going to split all these parts and explain it, the uses of them, so that you now know why coconut is highly demanded, why the prices keep going up every day. Now, this is a tree of coconut. Don't mind that my tree is bended. This is a tree, coconut tree. On top here, this is the fruits. Here, this is the leaf, the leaf of coconut. And here, this is the trunk. And this is the root of coconut. Now, from this fruit again, we now take this one fruit. Fruit also has its own part. It has the husk. This shell, this part, the husk, it has the shell, it has the coconut meat. We call it coconut meat, and then it has the water. So these are the parts of coconut tree. We are going to be discussing all these parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to be discussing them and tell you the uses and why coconut is earning in dollar. Now, coconut lifespan. 1 tree of coconut, when properly taken care of, 1 tree of coconut may yield an average of 70 to 500 nuts per year. As in, yes, you have trees that produce 70 and it may yield up to 500. It is based on maintenance. It is based on how you take good care of it for you to get that result. A coconut palm itself can live as long as 100 years. There are 2 varieties of coconut. There's a dwarf and there's a tall coconut tree. But the one we talked about here is dwarf coconut tree, the short one that is not too very tall. Now, the husk, like I told you, this is the coconut fruits. The husk, the shell, the coconut, and the water, we are discussing them. The husk, again, I'm showing you coconut fruits part. Again, you see, this is the dry one. This is the fresh one. But to understand it better, this is the dried one. See, this is the husk, this back one. Normally, people burn it off or they throw it away, this back one. This is the husk of coconut, and this is the shell. The hard one, when you remove this, you get to the hard one. That's the shell. And this is the meat or copra. The dried one is copra. The fresh one is called the coconut meat. We'll get into them. Now, the coconut parts. These are the parts. I brought them out together. The leaves. This is an example of the leaf. The fruits. these examples of the fruits, the coconut fruits. These are the coconut fruits. Then the trunk. This is the trunk. You see the stem of the coconut, the trunk of the coconut. The roots. This is the roots of the coconut. Then the fruits. You know, the fruit again, it has the husk, which is this shell, this back shell. The shell, it has the shell. This hard nut is the shell. And then meat or copra. The fresh one is called meat. The dried one is called copra. And then the coconut water. We'll be going in depth into them, taking them one by one. Now, raw materials for fast consumer moving goods. Like I told you, the flesh of coconut is for milk, food, and flour. The flowers for medicine. The flowers, yes, for medicine. The coconut, ox value chain, sticks, brooms. We are going into them in-depthly. Now, the former Minister of Agriculture for Nigeria and the current president for African Development Bank, AFDB, in person of Akinwumi Adesina, said, the next generation of billionaires in Africa will be farmers. I know when he said this years ago before he left as a Minister for Agriculture. You know, most people would be like, oh, farmers, those farmers that are still using hoes and cutlass, those farmers that don't even know that look tattered, those farmers that are wearing rag. No, they are classes of farmers. So the next generation of billionaires, if I would say, is our tree-crop farmers, our farmers, smart farmers, as farmers that plant with sense, farmers that are smart farmers, you know. So they are the next generation of billionaires, are the smart farmers. Let's go in. Now, this brings us to the end of class 1, how fruit trees are earning in dollars. And we'll be getting into 2, my farm experience. I'm sharing my farm experience with you. Now, my story, like I said, my name is Nika Adeshola. You already hear my name. I was just a farmer growing vegetables. You see, the belief is this: when you Google online, just put the easiest farm to do. You see vegetables, plant cucumber, plant tomato, plant pepper, plant this. Every other thing, people will be advising you plant this, plant this, plant this. So you find out. So I found out I wanted to plant vegetables. I want quick returns from my vegetables. And I thought tree crop take years. I believe it takes longer years. I remember in 2015, a friend of mine, colleagues like, came down to the village where I was farming. I was farming my vegetables, my tomato, cucumber, pepper, every other things. And he said, he checked and saw what I did. I said, that I would prefer, though it might take longer years, he would prefer to plant tree crops. So he went to somewhere. He went to somewhere in another state where you could get land, where you could access land, because you need to look for where to get your land. So he went to source land in another state. And when he got the land, he started planting cocoa. Started planting cocoa and palm tree. And that was 2015. As of today, 2024, it makes millions in returns from harvesting his cocoa tree and from harvesting his palm tree. Actually, cocoa now, one tons of cocoa tree is actually 10 million naira. If I'm not, yes. So you can imagine what he's making from 1 acres of land that he has planted in 2015, 2016. Yes, there are challenges involved. So what I'm telling you is that, meanwhile, after some years, you find out that my vegetables, when I go to the market, is gambling. Today, if you plant tomatoes, you know, even every one of us are aware of it. Tomato prices are not always the same. Cucumber prices are not always the same. You know, there's a season when the price will go up. There's a season when the price will go down. So there's a season farmers will throw it away. There's a season to be scarce. So farmers is like, planting vegetables is like gambling. So most farmers find out, oh, you have to target market. If you want to make it in vegetables farm, you have to target the market. You have to know when the nuts are not bringing plenty tomatoes, so that's when you can sell. If you miss that market, you are losing your money. So these are the challenges with vegetables. Now let's look at the challenges farmers battle with annual crops. Is easily affected by climatic conditions. Remember when we talk about climate change? Climate change is affecting sunlight, it's affecting rainfall, it's affecting water, it's affecting pest control. So, but these challenges, tree crops are stronger. They can withstand climatic effect. They can withstand more sun. That's why you plant them. For some time, you will not even give them water, and they will still survive. So they are not easily affected by climatic change. I'm telling you the difference between annual crops are vegetables, crops that you plant within short times, unlike tree crops that stay long years. Market price always fluctuating per season. Then no preservation for fresh produce. Most annual crops, except few, are fresh produce. Then the other one, you dry them. There's no preservation for them. Then repeat planting every 3 to 4 months. Yes, if you are planting tomatoes, if you are planting cucumber, if you are planting anything, you keep replanting every 4 months or every 3 months. Then intensive soil management for annual crops, intensive soil management. Then it requires consistent monitoring every hour of the day. If you leave your tomato farm for 1 week, I can guarantee you might not meet anything. If pest has not taken over, some things must have happened to it. Maybe too much of rainfall must have happened. Maybe water is not enough. Maybe, but those things doesn't affect tree crops. Always looking for new markets to sell your vegetables. Unlike tree crops, there is always in demand. Right now, the demand for coconut is much. The demand for palm oil, they are always in demand, and they are not emergency crops that you have to sell off immediately. Now, a colleague story, I've shared part of it. In 2014, in 2015, my colleagues advised me to look into fruit trees, but I did not look into it that time. So it sourced land from Osun State. It started, yes, he said it. There are several challenges. Sometimes when it started, they put somebody there, it might not go there regularly, and they will buy something else and plant for you. They will not buy the exact hybrid. When you ask somebody to buy your seedlings for you, so like most people will come and meet me for coconut and say, but there's somebody is selling 215. I say, yes, maybe the variety they are selling is different. And sometimes you can buy there and try it. So when you give money to somebody and you are not supervising your farm, somebody is buying the seedlings for you and they are not really following up and properly, they will buy the low quality. You plant your coconut. Some people have coconut 7 or 8 years, it's not fruit. Some have it, they will start calling me and telling me. I said, one, variety; two, maintenance. There are a lot of things, but variety plays a major role. Then over 10 million on palm tree annually. Currently, what's 10 million? It makes a lot from palm tree annually on his farm. But like I told you, he started this almost 10 years ago. Don't even talk about his cocoa harvest. I don't even want to go there because cocoa is now the money. Now, another colleague shared his own experience. He's a civil servant in the South. He got loan to start coconut and palm tree. He was building gradually. You see, if you notice, I always put with several challenges. Yes, there are challenges, and that's why you are here. You are learning from me, not to make all those challenges. Like the supervisions of the farm, you need to be checking these things out. He fences his farm. It must cost a lot of money to fence, as in block, to fence the farm. He fences his farm. Has almost 1,000 fruit trees. He has coconut, he has palm tree, he has almost 1,000. If you have even 100 and you take proper care of it, you continue harvesting for the next few years. You can imagine. He started harvesting some palm kernel. Some coconuts are already fruiting. Will be by the end of before the end of 4 years, before it's time for retirement or whatever, it will be any more than his annual salary in a few years. Yes, it will be any more than it. Okay, so I make my move. You see, all these my colleagues, I find it was after I've been planting my vegetable, struggling, gambling with my market. Sometimes we make money, sometimes we don't make money. So that's when I make my home move. I'm a late comer into fruit trees. Yes, I agree. I'm telling you. So I just got into fruit trees. But I felt I wish I'd known earlier, or I wish I'd listened earlier. Maybe by now my trees will have been fruiting, and I will have been showing you, okay, I will have been making when dollar was going up and people were screaming, there are farmers that are not screaming. They were like, oh, let's keep going up. As long as it goes up, then I have something to sell. As long as I have something to sell, then I make my money. So you understand? So I wish I'd known earlier. I'm glad I know and started mine now. I've started, and that's why I'm sharing with you. So you can start yours. It's never late to start. It's never at all. Now, this brings us to the end of my farm experience. Let's go into coconut as tree of life. We want to check into coconut as tree of life. Coconut, the tree of life. Coconut, the tree of life, is incredible value to man and incredible number of products and byproducts that can be created from it. You see, in other places or countries where they value coconut, they call it the tree of life. You know why? Every part of coconut, from the root to the flower to the stem, everything is valuable. Everything is useful. So each time when I say plant coconut, somebody will say, where's the market? And I will just smile. Even consumption of coconut alone, there's market for it. Go to Badagry. Badagry is supposed to be the home of coconut, but they don't even have enough to supply Nigeria. So coconut comes from Ghana, from Benin, every day. There are trailers that come in, go to the border. You see trailers of coconut that are coming to Nigeria. And that is just for consumption, the people that want to eat it. Then people that want to do coconut oil, then processing factories that are using it. Now we're going to go in depth into some of the things they're using coconut for. Then you'll be able to understand why coconut is always in demand. Now, the coconut tree, with the graphical something right there, I've explained to you the parts, the fruits, the trunk, the base and everything. I've been able to explain it with the picture there. Now, coconut. On a tree of coconut, we said some of them I eat from 70 to 100 nuts to a maximum of 250 nuts per year. Now, almost 500 per year. They eat as much as possible. It depends on your maintenance, your care, a lot of people will call and say, I want to buy. And I will say, do you have this? Do you have this? They will not say, no, I thought I would just put it down. No, you don't just put it down. There are processes to it that you need to plant your coconut. Why am I going back to trunks again? Okay. Now, now we start. Okay, don't mind me. So we are starting with the leaves. Number one on our explanation, the leaves. What are we using coconut leaves for? We start from there. Now look at it. It's used for broom. It's used for fans. It's used for ropes, brushes. It's used for umbrellas. It's used for book cover. It's used for roofing. It's used for bags, cooking skewers, toys for children, beautiful natural fruit trees, temporary hats, paper pops, roofing purposes, temporary sheet, barbecue. That's just the leaf. I'm sure you still remember the leaf. This is the leaf of coconut. That's what it's used for. I'm going to show you the picture. Look at them. They might not be able to see. This is a fan made from the leaf. This is a bag for packaging. This is an art, yes, from coconut leaf. This is the roof. This roof was made from coconut leaf. They use it for thatch roofs. You see the leaves, you see the bag, and you see broom. These are things we use coconut leaves for. So you can see, and you can see all what we use them for. Now we are moving to the next, the coconut. You see another building for coconut leaves again. I told you we are going to be split so that if you see with pictures, sorry, I use a lot of pictures. I bring in pictures so that you can relate with what I'm showing you. Now, uses of coconut trunks. You remember what we call trunks? The coconut wood is similar to other woods in its characteristics as fuel. It carved the trunks into canoes. They are using it to build canoes. Construction of houses and boats, bridges and furniture. It's pulp for creating paper. They used to create paper, books and everything. Charcoal making and for the production of energy. That is coconut trunks. Coconut trunks. Look at it. It's used for furniture, for spoons, for building, for cups making, for, these are coconut trunks. Now, the trees is just like other similar trees. You use it for other things, that if you have. So now look at it there. Look at, these are coconut building. These are coconut trees that are used in designing this building right here. That are the uses of coconut trunks. Now you see why the demand is much. Now, uses of coconut roots. I did not write uses of coconut flowers. They are also highly, very medicinal in treating a lot of disease and whatever. So now here, uses of coconut roots. I'm sure you know the roots of coconut. We showed it the other, see, the roots of coconut. You can see the roots. So now, uses of coconut roots. It holds medicinal properties, which can be used to treat gallbladder, urinary infections, kidney-related disease, heartburn, and eczema. Used as an ingredient for beverages and medicine. It is used as improvised dye, mouthwash, and toothbrush. Now, there's something Nigerians, most of us don't understand. Some of these things, we buy medicines, we buy the ingredient, the beverages, we buy the mouthwash, the toothbrush, the improvised dye and everything. But we don't know the source or how it is produced. But because we don't do that, that's why we pay more for export. That's why our naira keep falling, because all these materials are gotten from your tree, from your coconut tree. But because we are not using it right here, we don't even know about it. We don't even know how it is being used. So we buy the one that has been processed, which is more expensive compared to when we have it here. How to make coconut root herbs. Yes, this is not supposed to be part of the class, but I said I should tell you. For gallbladder, if you have urinary infections, kidney, whatever, boil 4 or 5 well-washed roots. The roots in some lightly salted water and drink when cool. Then for those suffering from eczema, like this eczema, I think pimples that happen to your face, and wash the area with the mixture using around 450 grams of roots. You can see the medicinal. Now, these are the roots. You pick the roots here, you see it. The roots are not really, like when people ask me, can I plant this close to the house? Can I do this? I say yes, but you give just some distance. Coconut does not have a root that will break something or that will uproot something. They have a kind of, I don't know, is it fibrous roots? It's not a very difficult truth. Now that we've discussed those one, we are now going to the coconut fruits. You remember we've discussed the uses of leaves, we've discussed the uses of leaves, we've discussed the uses of trunk, and we've discussed the uses of roots of coconut. Now we are going to the coconut fruits. Coconut fruit has the husk, the shell, mint or copra, and the coconut water. Now, this is the coconut husk. I'm sure you all know this. This is the back of the coconut husk, the rough outer shells of the coconut. Now, let's talk about the uses. It absorbs nutrients and delivers to plant consistently. It is used, the use of coconut husk for everyone that is using greenhouse to plant vegetables. You know what we call greenhouse? It's a kind of cover system that we use to plant and everything. And it's common, we have it in Nigeria and every other thing. So this coconut husk is used to produce something called cocoa peat, or cocoa peat. Cocoa peat is used in growing vegetables as base for growing vegetables because it can absorb water. It holds water for a very long time, and it releases gradually to the plant. It decomposes quickly and provides beneficial soil enrichment to plants. It's used as a plant growing medium for flowering plants, used to make coir from which other products are made. Now, another advantage, this is just the first advantage uses of coconut husk. The other uses is to make coir. This coconut coir is used to make so many things. We are going to look at it again. It's burning coconut husk repel mosquitoes. Yes, you can use it to repel mosquitoes. Now, this coconut coir is what we are going to look to. It's made from coconut husk. I hope you get the difference. Now, this is coconut coir. I've shown you this is coconut. This is the husk. It's from this husk that the coconut coir is made. This is the coconut coir. Now we are going to be looking at the uses of coconut coir. It is used to make mattress. It is used to make mats. It's for rope, brush, tile, upholstery, fishing nets, packing materials, sack. That is the natural fiber extracted from the coconut husk. So you see the many things that we use coconut coir from, and it is extracted from coconut. So when you buy your mattress, you are getting coconut coir. Your mat, your rope, brush, ties, upholstery, fishing nets, so many things. Now look at the things. Now this is how it is made. This is how these things are being made. Rope, see ropes being made here. See sack. This jute sack is called exportable grade sack. This is what is used to pack cashew nuts. There are some specific food. When you want to export them, specific farm produce, when you want to export them, you need this kind of sack. You cannot use our normal nylon sack. This is called a food grade sack. It's used for so many other things, the recommended one. Presently in Nigeria, we are importing from Ghana. Yes, you see most of the sack, they will put made in Ghana on it. So we are importing these sacks from Ghana. So, and these are made from coconut coir. That one I showed you. See the machine that made the coconut coir that rolls the coconut ropes and every other thing. Now look at it. See, it's fixing it. We make these beautiful bags from coconut coir and every other one. Now, these are another things. You see, I told you coconut coir have a lot of, this is the bales, this is the discs, this is the ties, gel ties, the block, the cocoa husk. This is used for planting too. Then the cocoa, this is used for so many things. And that's the things they are using coconut for. Coconut husk is an export product. You see it. They use it in planting, especially in areas where they don't have where they do most of greenhouses. I've shared with some of my students why they're greenhouses. Greenhouses are mostly used in areas where they have temperate climate. They cannot plant outside. The outside is too cool. They cannot plant outside. So they use greenhouses. And when they want to plant in greenhouse, they don't even have the soil. So they come to use all these things, coconut husk, see coconut growing inside it. So these things are exportable crops. These have markets, both home and abroad. So for people, coconut peat now, 1 kg of it should be getting to 10,000 naira. So you see all the things you can get from just the waste. And you can imagine, we are still talking of the waste of coconut. We're not gotten into coconut fruit itself. We are talking of the husk. We just finished talking about the husk shell. This is the hard part of the coconut. And it's also one of the money-making parts of the coconut, because coconut shell are used to make so many things like coconut briquettes. It's a kind of charcoal that doesn't have that doesn't spark and is highly very demanded outside the country. It's use of coconut shell. It's produced charcoal. It's used in manufacturing of mosquito coils and incense sticks. It's used in plywood manufacturing as phenolic extruder and as filler in the manufacturing of resin glue. It's used for decorative bowls of vases. And we're still going to share plenty uses of coconut shell. Let's move it. So you see, uses of coconut shell. for mosquito coil, for vases, beautiful vases, for charcoal briquettes, for exports. These are the uses of coconut shell. Now, you see, every part of the coconut, every part is useful. Every part is useful. Now, that we make charcoal from coconut shell. Now, we want to talk about the use of charcoal in industries in so many places, because you see, if you don't know what they are using it for, that's when you can't, well, who is buying the coconut? Say, where will I say? You don't even need to produce all these things. There are factories that, like I told you, they are raw materials, coconut shell, coconut part, husk, everything. They are raw materials for producing some other parts. So now, the coconut shell is used to produce charcoal. Remember, now this is what the charcoals are used for. One, they are used as deodorizer. You buy perfumes and everything. And the colorizer in cosmetic. They are importing all this thing. They are importing these raw materials because we don't have them presently. We are not producing them. Now, it is used in water and air purification plants. I told you it has a specific special, it doesn't smell, doesn't crack. Coconut charcoal specifically are used in water and air purification plants. We have them, we have those plants in Nigeria, but we don't have the material, the raw material. The coconut charcoals are being imported into Nigeria. We purify liquids. They use it to purify liquid, e.g. in sugar syrup, wine in beverages company. They use it for purification. Now, it's used to whiten teeth. All this, your toothpaste and everything, it's used to whiten teeth, coconut charcoal. It works as a poison antidote. Have you ever come on activated carbon? Yes, coconut charcoal. Somebody mistakenly, especially farmers, you're on the farm, you mistakenly swallow pesticide or anything, just give them coconut charcoal to eat immediately. They'll start vomiting it. So it's a poison antidote. Not only that, for so many places too. Go to hospital, that's what they give you. But because they don't tell you this is the source, they put another name on it. It treats diarrhea and lower cholesterol. It treats skin infections, acne, dandruff, and insect or snake bites. It's used as moisturizer. It's used in barbecues. You can see this is charcoal made from coconut shell. So you see all these uses, and these are the things they are using it for. But because you just look at it and say, you just look, your own concentration is coconut, eating the consumption of coconut, so you don't know the other part. All these things are imported. All these stuffs are imported into Nigeria because we don't have the raw material. And now look at it, generally just looking at it. Coconut is used in the food industry, drinking water treatment, pharmacy industry, storage of gas and electric energy. It is used in wastewater treatment, chemical and smelting industry, atmospheric pollution control, catalyst and catalyst carrier, automobile industry, indoor air decontamination. You can see these are uses of coconut charcoal, and the coconut charcoal is made from coconut shell. And coconut shell is extracted from coconut itself. Now, so you see how it works. Okay, see the further, this is coconut charcoal. You can use it for paste to clean your face, facial paste and whatever. Activated charcoal for toothpaste. This is coconut charcoal tablets. Yes, I told you it cleared the stomach of poisons and wash everything. So they use it for tablets. This is briquettes, charcoal, charcoal briquettes. This is tablets. Yes, it's been sold in supermarkets. Coconut charcoal tablets. Yes, you take it. There's okay. Now, coconut meat or copra. I told you there's meat or copra. The meat is the fleshy part of the coconut. While the copra is when the meat has been dried, extracted of water, it becomes the copra. Uses of coconut meat. It produces coconut oil. It produces coconut oil. It produces coconut cream. It produces coconut milk. It's blending into smoothies. It's produced coconut flour. It's dry. It produces dry coconut. That dry coconut is what we call copra. Then you can eat it fresh. That's the white part of coconut we just got to. All the ones we'll be discussing at the back, the shell, the husk, the whatever, you can see the advantage. Just the back alone. You've not sold your coconut, just the back. So now, look at the uses of coconut meat into flour, into juice, into milk, into coconut oil. And you know how much coconut oil is presently. So, you know how much coconut oil is presently in the market. A liter of coconut oil is over 10,000. If you get organic, natural coconut oil, you spend 10,000. Coconut milk and So now, coconut oil. Okay, we've talked about coconut oil, we use it for coconut oil, coconut cream, coconut milk, dry coconut. And okay, don't mind, this is the picture, you all know it, and you know how expensive it can be. Now, uses of coconut oil in cosmetics. Coconut oil is produced from coconut meat. the fleshy part of the coconut. For dry skin, it's fantastic. It helps in treating acne. That's, I think, pimple spot or whatever, which is an inflammatory condition. It enhances the look and feel of your hair. Coconut oil is good for your hair. Its hair mask is used for face wash, lip scrub, natural look. It protects the skin from harmful bacteria. Coconut oil is used in making, that's okay, don't mind me. This is the use of coconut oil in cosmetics. For dry hair, for your hair, for lip balm, for remove active bacteria. Then uses of coconut oil in pharmaceutical, pharmacies in production when they are producing pharmaceutical area. It treats eczema and growth in children. It's used for psoriasis, obesity, breast cancer, heart disease in pharmaceuticals or pharmacies, in your drugs and everything. This is what they are using coconut oil for. That's why the demand is high everywhere, every day, and it keeps increasing. It's used for diabetes, heart disease, chronic fatigue. It's used for Alzheimer's disease, breast cancer. It's used for thyroid conditions, energy, and boosting the immune system. It's increasing good cholesterol, controlling blood sugar, reducing stress, and more. You can see. Now, which part of coconut oil do you not make money? Tell me. All these are money-making facts, money-making area. This is coconut water. Just breaking the coconut and pouring the water. It's packaged, it's an health drink. It's health drink. This is coconut water. Now, uses of coconut water is an energy booster. You can see its package. It's being sold. Yes, it's being sold. Coconut water is an energy booster. Best alternative for sugary juices. Help to lose weight. Some of us that are trying to find our weight, instead of, you can use coconut water. It's managed diabetes. Maybe it's beneficial for health. May help to reduce high blood pressure. Help in good digestion. It's help to detox the body. You can see every part of coconut is useful. And this brings us to the end of our coconut as tree of life. Coconut as tree of life. Every part of coconut, every part is useful and it makes you money. Every part. Now, we're getting to the biggest mistake most people are making about planting coconuts. The biggest mistake, and is every day I hear this, and I felt, oh, let me share, let people learn. Don't make these big mistakes. Not acquiring necessary knowledge for planting. You see, every day, people have planted coconuts since 10 years, it did not fruit because you don't know what is involved. Not planting the right seedling breed. Like I said, some people will tell you there's 1,000 naira seedlings, there's 500, but I saw somebody selling 500 naira seedling. I said, fine. Somebody, though price does not make the quality, but you know, they are, in my home case, when I sell seedling, I'll give you guarantee. And that's why I include everybody in a WhatsApp group so that you can follow up and maintain your seedlings. And there have been stories, there's been certification from people in my group. Not planting the right seedling breed, not taking adequate care of the seedlings. This is one of the most difficult parts. You see people who call and say, look, I want to once I plant it. No, you plant and take care of it. When you give back to children, you don't just leave them and not take care. You take care of. So your seedlings, they are your pets. You take care of it. You take care of pest control, water control, management, soil, everything. And this I did in another video for people that buy coconut seedling from my group. So who should plant coconut now? Youth with some money to start their own farm. See, most youths, when they have little money, they start rushing, they want to plant vegetables. At the end of 3 months, at the end of 6 months, the money is gone and no vegetables. So instead of rushing for vegetables, just gradually build 100 coconut trees. Yes, it takes time. You build it gradually, and then it's something you will enjoy for the rest of your life. Yes, 50, 60, 70 years to come. Abroadians sending money home for farm business. They are Abroadians. Instead of asking them to plant cassava, plant maize and everything, plant coconuts. And then you know you are going to spend for the next 3-4 years. But it's easy to monitor in the sense that, okay, if they plant 100 seedlings, if it's worst case, you send somebody, I go and count how many seedlings can you get on my 1 acre farm. So that it's easily replaceable. Unlike maize, you plant it, after 3 months, all your money is wasted. Coconuts, you cannot lose everything at once. But if you take good care of it, you make sure they follow it up. Okay, I can't manage 100. Let me manage 20. Let me start with 20 and give it great care. And you follow up with it. You follow up. When I say follow up, you follow up with it. Retiree looking for where to invest. You see, in Nigeria, there was about 2017, somebody invited me to a I don't know what to call it. In Lagos, there's a whatever, and I have to have a presentation. They are trying to encourage people that are getting near to retirement age. They are teaching them what to invest their money in agri. People are there. Some say they should buy houses. A lot of people are trying to just convince them on the best investment for their retirement. Me, I would say you start when you are still working. If it's 50,000 you can save in a year, and buy land over the time and grow it gradually. You go there and visit it on weekend, or you go there and check it once or twice in a month when you have somebody around watching it for you, so that by the time you are retiring, you're already harvesting from that farm. You are not expecting you plant, because if you go into poultry, you cannot manage it. I'm sorry to say that word. If you go into vegetables, it's tedious. But tree crops, you take your time to build it and build it. Believe me, by the time you have it, you will even retire early. You can retire early when your coconut have start fruiting. Business owners looking for expansion. One challenges I see all around in Nigeria is that everybody is looking for a way to. There are people that make money online. They want to invest in a physical project or whatever, and the only physical project they can invest in agriculture. But unfortunately, most of the consultants or the big names in agriculture that they come across just collect the money and start doing paparazzi, or doing maize, or doing short-term crops, because they promise you short-term returns. But fortunately, if you can look into the long term and do it yourself, or find somebody that can put you through gradually, don't just dump money down and be expecting returns. But okay, I've planted 50 seedlings. You monitor the 50 seedlings, at least monitor it for a year. After a year, work in it, put manure, do the soil, do everything. We have a video class for that. I have a video that I only give to people that buy seedlings, so that they can watch it and be able to plant their own seedlings when they are planting, to follow it, how to prepare the soil, manure, and everything. That's what I do. So, but this is just to let you know why you should plant coconut. Now, business owners looking for expansion, yes, you can do that. You can plant coconut. Those that inherit land in the village, some of us, like me, even me that I'm talking here, my grandfather has land in the village that nobody is using presently, but we don't want to go back there. In my own case, I'm already using land where I am. I already have access to land where I'm presently at. So that's why I'm not really looking into going there. But some of us have lands. We are closer to the village, or we have uncles, brothers, or aunts that are trustworthy. Please note the word trustworthy. Don't go and invest if you don't have a trustworthy person that can handle it for you. Please don't invest. Okay, now couples starting out to plan the future. You see, I wrote something on my timeline sometimes ago. I said, as a newly wedded couple, you can decide, maybe the gifts they gave you or something, get an acre of land. For each time you give birth to your children, or you have children, plant 50 seedlings for them. Okay, this one is for Temitope, and this one is for Comfort, this one is for Ahmed, this one is for Karim. When you do that, by the time the children are getting to the age of going to secondary school self, you're already harvesting. And then school fees don't land. You started paying school fees has landed. You don't need to run around for school fees. Yearly you harvest and you keep it for their school fees. So if anyway your children want to go for education, so that's why I said couples starting out to plan the future is one of the way you can plan future. Instead of running around so many things, you can plan your children's future, and it will ease your own choice. As in, okay, you already know your coconut in the next by the time your children are 6, 7, 8, 9 years, your coconut is fruiting. Then everyone can plant. Everyone should plant. Everyone should plant. The way the country is going now. See, don't worry, the dollar went up, it came down, but we know it still go up. It may not jump up, but it will still go up, because if we are not producing, if we are not producing anything to counteract the effect, we still import things, we buy things, all these things that we mentioned that they are using coconuts to do, we are importing them into Nigeria. Companies are importing them. And when you meet the companies, what they will tell you is that they can't get it to buy in bulk in Nigeria. So it's better for them to buy directly from where they have the source. They can't get them to buy. So the dollar will still keep going up. So everybody should plant. Everybody should plant. Now, why you should plant coconut, we've discussed it. So we've talked about the demand is extremely high. For all those things, the demand is high. There's market access. And then the third one, we have a cluster that is supporting you. Now, let me tell you about the cluster. Because when I say cluster, people will say, will you plant for me? No. Our cluster does not plant for you. You get your land where you are, your location. You are in Owerri. You are members of my groups are in different locations of Nigeria. Yes, we have south, southwest, north. People are in different locations of Nigeria. So in that your location, look for land close to you. Then when you get the land, you buy seedling. When you buy seedling from us, we give you the video guide on planting the seedlings, as in, okay, this is how to prepare the soil. This is the quantity of manure you put. This is the distance for planting your coconut. This is how you take care of it, give it water. This is how you do pest control. Then we add you to our WhatsApp group. In that WhatsApp group, you can ask questions. You also can contribute. You join other farmers. Every one of us are planting coconuts. The reason is that at the end of the day, when coconuts start fruiting and we're having bulk, we can collate, and then approach the companies and tell them, we are selling for you, we are giving you. You understand what I mean? So this is what we need to do. This is why the essence of the clusters. We collate and give to the companies and we sell for them. So cluster is not planting for you, you plant yourself. Now, goals of cluster farming, trainings and technical support. Yes, we provide technical support in the sense that you don't know something, oh, pest, this size, I've never seen it before. You bring it to the WhatsApp group, we dissect it, people that know more, people that know it. There are people that are expert coconut farmers, we are all of us are learning together. Then collation of harvest, just like I told you. If everyone collects and sell, we can sell at a premium price. Access to premium markets, and you see, then security issues. If you're in your area, you can look for some other people in your area and you collect together. Then farm inputs and equipment, like the processing. You see all these things processed, that they are importing coconut oil, they are importing all these things they are using to produce activated carbons, all these things they are importing, all of them. We can collect and do those things together, since we all have. If I have 100 coconut, 100 people, on 1 million people to also have, we come together as a group. And that's why the essence of the WhatsApp group, or the essence of the cluster farm. Now look at it, Coconut Planting Cluster is a group that started in 2022 October. Yes, I remember October 1st. Presently over 150 members. Every one of these 150, everyone have 50 members have coconut plants. Minimum of 10 seedlings. That's what you start with. There are people with 1,000 seedlings in coconut farm. There are people with 500. There are people with 10. There are people with 20. We are all learning. You can see group, Coconut Planting Challenge. This is from the WhatsApp. I screenshot this from the WhatsApp group. 156 members, and then created 10/22, you see, October 2022. Plant coconut in your location. We give you video guide on planting, and then you join us and we go together. So these are the things you do to start your own coconut farm. So now, factors of planting coconut. Like I said, you select quality seeds, soil preparation, manure application, irrigation and water system, pest and disease control. All this we have in a video class for people that are joining the coconut planting class. And then this brings us to the biggest mistake most people are making, to the end of the biggest mistake people are making in coconut planting. And now we are looking forward to you starting your own journey in coconut planting. Now, the market for coconut, domestic market and export market, like I told you, they are market for coconut. In the domestic market, let me tell you, there's a processing factory in Akwa Ibom. They are still struggling to get coconut to plant, to get nuts to plant. They don't have nuts to plant. They are struggling to get nuts to plant. So despite they need, that's the one biggest factory in Nigeria, but still at that, it means our companies are still importing coconut oil. Then there is a huge export market for coconut. There's huge export market for coconut. But like I said, our domestic market is even plenty. We are lacking in domestic market. But since I started the coconut planting challenge, there have been a lot of messages at place. Can you supply? And you know, if you are supplying, it has to be in trailers, in containers, 40 tons or 20 tons container. I alone cannot fill a container. That's the essence of you joining us in coconut planting. Starting your coconut journey, secure your land, clear the land, prepare the soil for planting, buy seedlings. You need 100 seedlings for 1 acre. You need 60 seedlings for a plot. Don't mind me, I didn't complete it. You transplant the seedlings and you maintain the seedlings. These are your coconut journey. These are your coconut journey. And then the Malaysian dwarf seedling is what we have, is what we are planting in our group as a collation. It starts fruiting by the 3rd year. It produces minimum of 100 fruits per tree. Minimum means the lowest. If you take proper care of it, you have 250, you have 100, 250, you can even go as far as 400. It's fruit for the next 40 to 70 years. 100 seedlings on an acre. It's great for loamy soil. It's grown in tropical region, which Nigeria fall within. And you know something else again, there's a way we prepare the soil, add manure and take good care of it so that it brings better fruit for you. Excuse me. It brings higher fruit for you. And then this is the Malaysian dwarf coconut seedling, 100 seedlings per acre, 100 fruit stand, 100 tree. You have 10,000 fruit if you plant 1 acre. Now, 500 naira per fruit. Let's say we are selling at 500 naira per fruit times 5,000. Remember, it's 10,000, but I cut it into half. Let's say we got 50% when we take good care of it. 50% low, and instead of getting, that's 100, the minimum 100 per tree, and you have 100 tree on your 1 acre. You sell at 500 naira per fruit, and I didn't multiply by the 10,000 fruit because there'll be losses. That's not what agric work. So 500 times 5,000 fruits in a year, you still be making on an acre, you still be making 2,500,000 naira per acre. That's just a rough estimate. You could make more than that, and you could make less than that if you do not take care of your plants, but you could make more than that. Now, still talking about coconuts, how to print money by planting fruits and not trees. Specifically, we took coconut as a lesson. This is still my WhatsApp number, WhatsApp only. That's when you want to buy your coconut seedlings. I'm not teaching you anything in WhatsApp again. I've already put across everything you need to know about coconut in this webinar. It's a free webinar. So when you are getting to me in WhatsApp means you want to buy seedlings. You want to buy seedlings, you want to join the coconut class. You want to join the coconut WhatsApp group, not because you want to ask questions again. And see the coconut seedlings delivered to locations. I try to pick them up. Mr. Olushela just said, my coconuts are doing well. He's a member of the group. Everyone you see here are member of the coconut planting group. Coconut seedling delivery for Makurdi and Benin. He bought for Makurdi and Benin. This is coconut seedling. This went to Kwara State. I've received the coconut seedlings. This coconut also went to which state? All these are members of the group, and groups, people that are. Somebody asks, are we sure this truth of the production? And somebody asks, Madam Josephine Olukono, yes, it is. I ordered 100 and got my delivery yesterday. I even got 2 extra. So we've been delivering seedlings to every location within Nigeria. We send through commercial vehicle. You pay for your way bill. You pay for your way bill according to your direction, your location. Now, the best way to do something is to use the guidance of someone who has successfully done it. My name is Yinka Adeshola, and I have my own coconut farm. I'm still expanding. Like I told you, I came late, but I'm not staying late. I'm moving. I sell coconut seedlings. The coconut cluster is a support group for coconut farmers. And so, thank you. Again, reminder, chat me up on WhatsApp. If you are excited about this, you wanted to start with your 10 seedling, 30,000 naira presently. You want your way bill to location not included. You have to pay for your way bill. So you chat. When you are getting on WhatsApp, it's because you want to get your coconut seedling. And thank you, thank you. So, would you like me to start minting your own money? Will you like me start to mint your own money? So, Yinka Adeshola, the coconut farmer. So, thank you for joining the class, and I hope we meet in the coconut WhatsApp group when you start planting your own coconut. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you.